Hi, I'm Will Parker, also known as Mad Professor from SimCity Hall.
Hi, I'm Kevin Flatt, also known as I'm King Midas from SimCity Hall, and we're here with Kip and Stone to discuss some of the new features that are coming inside of the game.
The first question that came up is that about server choice. During closed beta 2, we had a lot of members asking us about that server choice. It wasn't in closed beta 1, and we were just hoping you'd elaborate more about that and what that means for everybody.
Sure, I'll take that one. So at closed beta 1, we only had one environment stood up, and we really wanted to test that environment. And so we learned a lot from the first closed beta, and what we realized is we need to stand up more servers and more shards. So we switched to a shard system. And one of the cool things about that is now everyone gets actually 10 additional region saves per shard, and you could join as many shards as you like and create more regions. So that's just more gameplay for everyone. And the reason behind that is definitely stability, because that's number one for us, so that when you guys are playing the game, the experience is smooth and stable.
Yeah, I just would also add that each server will have its own leaderboards, it'll have its own global markets. So we can actually compare, for instance, the European server to the North American server and see the prices, how they change in the different servers for that.
What map size do you think has been the most enjoyable to play on?
Well, we have one map size, so that's the most enjoyable. So it's a 2K by 2K.
Well,
No,
I
we're
meant
talking
the number
about
of
region
regions.
size.
The number of
region
regions.
size,
Sorry
sorry.
about that.
Okay, all
so
right.
defensive.
I ask that question all the time. So around the office, we've been playing the 16 ones when we're trying to accomplish a challenge. So sometimes you have a challenge like put out the most fires in as fast as time as possible, and those ones are great if you just have a lot of people playing at the same time. But when you're just trying to dig into the city and try to make something real personal, maybe more of a story, I like the two-player ones the best.
Yeah, right now I think the SimCity, the closed beta, that's kind of why we picked that one. That's my personal favorite. It's just playing, by myself. I could manage 3 cities, build a great work. So that one I'm having a lot of fun with. We also have a 7-city region that I've been playing a lot recently, and that one's fun with like 2 or 3 people.
Now we got a look so far at the game today, about an hour and a half of time so far. And one of the concerns that had come up was that people are thinking that the game might be too easy. And I wasn't experiencing that. Early on, it's not difficult to set up a city. I found that it's harder mid-game. I was wondering if you had input about the difficulty of the game.
Yeah. So we've been seeing a lot of people asking for like difficulty levels, things like that, and it's just built into the game. So what I say is just turn down your taxes if you want the game to be more difficult.
Mm-hmm.
So it starts at 9% taxes. If you want to turn it down to 5%, that's a challenge. Around the office, it's really hard for us to do 5. The other great thing about turning down your taxes is everybody gets so happy with low taxes that they develop faster. So for an advanced player who just wants to get into the mid-game really quick, turn down your taxes for as low as you can handle it, see how far you can get, and trust me, you'll be turning them back up as the game starts to advance.
Can I add one more thing? Also, from closed beta 2, if you were in that, you might notice a difference. So we did our final tuning pass between closed beta 2 and release, and so the game is much harder now, and you might experience that today. So I'm very curious to see your feedback.
So far, what's been your most enjoyable big business to play as?
So I'm always a fan of the casinos. I just like that you don't have to worry about the fluctuations of global market prices, and that mini game of trying to get as much transport in, try to get the airports, try to get the streetcars, try to get the buses. I really just enjoy that flow of the traffic through there. And kind of as part of that, there's the stadiums, which is trying to get all the people into the stadiums right when the event starts is really challenging, and I really like just that kind of flow and through the city with that.
For me, it's we talked about this a little earlier, is the extraction. I've tried so many times. I'll start tourism, and then I'll find a pocket of oil or coal, and I'm just like, all of a sudden, next thing you know, my whole city's just a coal mining city, and I just get sucked into that game because it's really figuring out that supply chain and figuring out the right match for the city, and trying to move as much coal or oil out of my city as I can, and really climb that leaderboard. So I get sucked into that game all the time.
What other kind of challenges that might there be besides just trying to reach a certain population? I believe that was one of them during the betas.
Yeah, so there's the leaderboards, which have just a lot of general statistics. So population, money in the treasury, the number of rich people that you have in your town, how much crime you have. So those are just general leaderboards where we just rank everybody, and then the person at the top will be number one. The challenges will be something that will come online shortly after launch, and those will be changing up every week. And we want to make those kind of crazier, more interesting gameplay choices with those. So for instance, there might be one of like try to burn 10,000 tons of coal as fast as possible. And then when we were playing this one in-house, that's one of the ones with the 16 players that we were trying out. And everybody had coal mines and coal power plants, and you were just putting down as coal power plants as fast as possible, which no real city would ever do, but it made for a great
Right.
polluted region.
For our last question, I'm really curious what you would say to people who are still not sure if they're buying the game. What would you say to convince them that they should get the game, they should play? Because I think it's excellent. They should.
Well, you just said it for us. So we're trying to
Like,
we're trying to
in your
get
own
community
words.
leaders like you to play the game, and it's always hard for a customer to trust the person selling the product, right? And we have an agenda here, but you guys don't really, and that's why we'd like to have you guys here. We'd love to get your feedback, and we just want you to play the game.
Yeah, I'd have to say there's two games in my history here at EA that I've actually played after working on them. One was SimCity 4, the other was Battlefield 2. This game I think about all the time when I'm at work. I'll come in on a weekend to get something else done, and then next thing you know, I'm just lost playing the game, and 4 hours goes by. So I think it's one of those things that you have to play it to really experience and see. If you're kind of on the fence, after this thing goes live, you're going to see the stories. I mean, even after Closed Beta 2, for example, I was just blown away by the screenshots and the stories and the videos. So I think as it goes out, it's going to be a word of mouth thing, and then you're going to trust your friends, and they're going to start playing. So.
All right, this is King Midas, and it's been great to be able to talk with y'all. We hope you enjoy the game and enjoy playing with us in the future.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.